NBA Finals burning questions for Raptors-Warriors Game 4. Game details. Here's a look at the start time, television information, and odds for Friday night's Raptors-Warriors Game 4. The big picture. Kawhi Leonard & Co. stole back home court advantage on Wednesday to go up 2-1 in the series. The against a battered, banged-up Warriors squad must dig deep to find a way to avoid falling into a 3-1 hole. A deficit only one team in the history of the NBA Finals has dug itself out of. Here are the biggest questions we have ahead of Game 4. How healthy is Klay? The Warriors missed Klay Thompson on both ends of the court on Wednesday night. Out with a hamstring, Thompson has a history of playing through pain and wanted to play in Game 3, even with the hammer being testy. Hamstrings are no which Kyle Lowry will show up. When Lowry is on his game offensively, the Raptors are extremely difficult to beat. He certainly was in. The problem is that Lowry hasn't consistently been showing up from night to night during the playoffs. In the first two games, however, one would expect him to come out with some fire Friday night at Oracle after what with Warriors minority owner Mark Stevens. If he has another, will Boogie bounce back? Warriors fans have been treated to a mixed bag when it comes to what DeMarcus Cousins has brought to the table in the NBA Finals. He was practically, with heading into Game 4, Golden State needs Boogie to bounce back in a big way. Stephen Curry can't. Will Danny Green keep lighting it up? For most of the postseason, Toronto's veteran shooting guard has been practically invisible on offense. He averaged under. Then, out of nowhere in Game 3, Green hit 6-10 from behind the arcade en route to an 18-point effort. Green's big night showed just how dangerous Toronto can be when everyone's clicking offensively. Was that performance? Can the Dubs rediscover their D? The Warriors are known for their potent offense. However, that didn't happen on Wednesday night. Instead, can Steph will his Warriors back to Oracle one last time? Stephen Curry was magnificent Wednesday. He went off. The stakes are even higher in Game 4. Not only would the set to in San Francisco next season, Friday night's game in Oakland really could be the team's last. Related slideshow. Best of the NBA Finals provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot bar. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.